Bitcoin is still consolidating right here at the resistance, guys, and in today's video I want to have a talk about two outcomes which I think are possible for this specific year, and that those outcomes, like I've already mentioned in my previous videos, will be validated or confirmed by this specific chart. So guys, let's dive straight into it. Of course, like always guys, before we are jumping into it, make sure to smash up that thumbs button. That is very much appreciated. Now, I actually drew here two bars patterns, and one is a bullish outcome, one is a bearish outcome. I would say I'm generally bullish in both scenarios, right? I think right now the main question we need to ask ourselves is whether Bitcoin going to see still a heavy correction in 2023. That doesn't mean we are going to surpass the lows right here at 15K. I'm highly convinced that Bitcoin has bottomed right here for at least the coming years to come. The big question is just right now whether this 2023 will be like a year of a regular 4-year cycle where we most likely still get kind of a sideways year with a capitulation event like we have seen in 2019, 2020, or whether we are seeing that replication of the dot-com bubble where we just have the last 4-year cycle, a huge acceleration in the shorter term time frame, followed by a long-term bear market. So guys, let's have a look at this situation. And first of all, let's bring out this chart. And I think this chart definitely is the most important chart right now to check what's going on with Bitcoin. We are still trading within this formation. So there hasn't been a break up, there hasn't been a breakdown yet, so there is no clear direction in Bitcoin. And when we have a look at Bitcoin, that's actually quite similar, right? We're still floating on that uptrending support. We maybe can decrease this one and make a triangle formation that we can break out of this. Of course, always likelier for a formation to break out in the trend that it came into. So we came here into an uptrend, so I would say the chances are higher to break out to the upside. Would make sense for this thing to break out to the downside, because of course this can continue as downtrend. And it's also quite weird to be just in this middle, in the middle right here, below some resistance and actually above some macro support, which we just haven't touched. I think we are going to touch that macro support sooner or later, and this update from TradingView is quite annoying, because now you sometimes don't have this auto button anymore in the corner. But yeah, it would really make sense looking at this chart, especially since we are in a downtrend right here, to at least come to that support, right? And that move to that support will come along with another push in the Bitcoin price. And that push in the Bitcoin price, that is the main question. Will that push be something like we have seen in 2019, where we just see one last big push acceleration, which eventually turns out to be a blow off top, and then we need some type of longer term correction to correct from such a blow off top, and then after that correction we can continue this bull market? Or are we going to see a much more bullish scenario where Bitcoin just remains in this uptrend and maybe continues to accelerate going towards the end of this year? And I would definitely favor that scenario more, because if we look at the structure right here on Bitcoin, we already had we just had a massive pump that was a 4x, right? And I know right now we have more liquidity. To do a 4x is way more difficult. But looking at the price action right here for Bitcoin, it looks slightly different, because it is more of a ladder that Bitcoin is climbing, right? We have the pump, quite a steep correction, another pump, quite a decent correction. These corrections we hadn't had right here, which means that this went way too fast, way too high in a short amount of time, which means that the momentum is getting overextended, which needs a reset in order to get that build up in that momentum again. But right now we kind of like walking the ladder. The momentum is clearly up, but we don't have this acceleration like we had in 2019. So the cycle right now is already different than, for example, the previous cycle or any cycle that we have seen in the past. And it will also always be like that. The cycles will always be different. But the question is just be how different, right? Because in the bigger terms, in the macro terms, we do want to have these key points and the key direction. We do want to make a proper prediction right here. So I'm going to really stick to my thesis right here, guys, that I think in the shorter term time frame we will come lower in this chart, and I think that will come along with Bitcoin's price coming up. The most important thing right there is going to be whether we are going to break this channel or whether we are going to get a bounce. Breaking this channel to the downside will be most likely the yellow outcome, and this is not one-to-one, of course, but it will mean that we have a long macro uptrend this year. And if we were to see a clear breakout to the upside in the stablecoin dominance chart, I think we could see more of the red scenario. That doesn't mean that we have to get a capitulation event like March 2020, definitely not. But at least that we get a severe correction, maybe to the lower 20s, to maybe to this support, you know, correction of a couple of months, maybe even go lower in a form of a capitulation event. But yeah, that is not promised. So guys, these are the two scenarios that I'm mainly watching on Bitcoin, and I'm very curious what you think. Let me know in the comment section whether you think 2023 will be more sideways, will be the red scenario, or that we are going to see the yellow scenario. Very important. Then guys, I've organized a giveaway over on Twitter because of the BRC20 community, and I'm going to give away 10 Audi, which is roughly $75 depending a little bit on where Audi is trading. It's slightly lower, maybe $68. It was higher yesterday. The only thing you need to do is like and retweet the tweet and comment below your favorite BRC20 project. I will leave the link to the tweet down below in the description. And of course, you can receive your Audi directly over on BitGet, as BitGet is a great supporter of BRC20 tokens. If you join BitGet with the link right here, you will also be able to access WhaleAlerts, and you also will be able to get a 10% cashback on your first deposit. So guys, make sure to check that out if you haven't done so already. Quick update on Audi. Audi so far is looking quite okay, I would say. We're seeing a correction. We gotta hold this level. We really have to hold 6.4. So far, the relative strength index already is correcting quite significantly. MACD is coming down quite significantly. So I would say this is looking quite okay as long as we are holding 6.4 as a new support, and we can basically climb the ladder like we do with Bitcoin as well. I'm bullish on this altcoin, so I'm definitely optimistic about this. And I'm also optimistic about Bitcoin, as you guys know, because even though we are going to follow the yellow or the red line, that still would mean that I think in the short-term time frame, more upside potential is more likely. Guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, smash up that like button. If you are new, make sure to subscribe down below. If you like to trade Bitcoin or whatever, do it on BitGet or Bybit, and you can join with the affiliate link down below. That will give you the option as well to join the private Telegram channel of WhalePortal.com. A lot of things happening, by the way, at WhalePortal, and soon we will have some nice announcements to make. Guys, I want to wish you all a beautiful day, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video.